I just recorded a super long video that was a picture, just a photo. It was not a video. I don't know. Anyway, hi. My name's Nikki, and sometimes I record videos that aren't recording. Okay, so I was really having this great conversation with everyone about the fact that I am trying to get stronger and build better habits into my life again. Don't worry about everything. We are a homeschool family. We have stuff kind of everywhere. We have a ton of books. I mean, I just need bookshelves with books. And I want to have a clean, like nothing on any counters. But there's 7 people in my household, and it's not going to happen. So anyway, just mind your business, okay? Forget about it, right? Okay, anyway. Okay, here's what I want to say today. I did a video a long time ago about how being a perfectionist will stop you in your tracks. And that many times when we want to do things, we won't do it because I'm a very all or nothing person. I want to do the best, or I don't want to do it at all. I want to be the best, or I don't want to participate at all. And that's probably a character flaw, and I probably need to pray and get like some kind of fruit of the Spirit that's going to help me with that, okay? But what I want to talk to you about is I used to do a lot of things. I used to run every day. There was a time when I used to go to the gym 6 days a week. There was a time where I ate totally clean. Hey. Okay, well, I'm not going to edit what just happened. My kids came down. I live life with a beautiful family. So anyway, I used to go to the gym all the time. There was a time I ate totally clean all the time. There were years I went without eating any chips in the basket at the restaurant. There were years that I didn't eat bread from the basket. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't eat carbs really for the most part. I am Italian, so I cannot say that I've ever completely cut out pasta because I will get in a fetal position and cry. So anyway, I have to have pasta sometimes. It's my comfort food. Anyway, I'm not going to live a life where I can never eat pasta again in my life. That's all I'm saying. So I want to be healthy. And sometimes being healthy looks like, let's go slow. Let's make swaps that are maybe the most guru people of health and fitness are going to be like, that's bad. I want to give you permission today to actually start out easy. Because when you get used to one thing, if you really want to improve, you're going to go further than that. Just like when you pray, maybe you start out, you can only pray like 5 minutes. You're so unfocused. You couldn't read a full chapter. So you read a few verses. Then one day you looked up and you'd been lost in the Spirit praying for like an hour. And you'd read a few chapters and you were like, whoa, okay. So with eating and health, I'm doing some things because my family now doesn't really want to come along that much on this journey with me. And it might look like you only going on the journey. And it might look like your family not joining you right now. So find a way to incorporate things that help you grow a better and more healthy, better practices, you know. And then what I have found is when I begin to do that, my family will come along. Just like when I got off track and I had a baby in my 40s and I was so sick, like trying to eat, that I just started eating anything. I could not cook. I could not open my refrigerator. And I had that with all my kids. But with the 5th child, it was so crazy. I don't know if part of it was I was in my 40s when I had him, you know, the whole middle-age situation with perimenopause. I don't know if it all contributed. Never felt like myself since. I have not been able to exercise and do things like I used to do. But I can't like just fall down and die because of that. So I have to embrace where I am and start making progress. And so what I've been doing, you know, like when my husband went on bike rides, the whole family started going on bike rides. When I ran, my kids wanted to go running. When I exercised and worked out all the time, my kids wanted to do that. I think if you start doing it, your family will probably at some point follow suit, but you have to be consistent. It may be a long time. So anyway, but you got to do something for you. You can't wait on everyone else to support you or be excited about it or do it with you. So here's some things I've been doing. I know, right? This looks like a Dorito, and that's because it is a protein Dorito. No, I don't eat Doritos all the time, but I went for years and didn't eat them. And then one day I was like just eating regular Doritos all the time. So now, you know what? They have protein Doritos. They're a little more expensive. They have 10 grams of protein per 1 ounce. 1 ounce doesn't sound like a lot, but maybe you could just, if you have to have Doritos, I hide these in the back and I eat them every once in a while. It's 1 ounce is actually like 10 of these chips. That's kind of a lot. And And so it's not like some small amount. I don't even usually eat that many. But what I'm saying is if you need Doritos, go get protein Doritos. They're more expensive, so maybe you won't buy them as much. And they're a little better. No. Are they clean and healthy truly? No. No, but it's maybe better than what you're doing. At least you're getting some protein while you're eating them. Okay? So this is a tortilla that I almost burnt because I forgot about it. But it's a high fiber tortilla. It's I guess by default kind of a low carb. It's not labeled a low carb. It literally says it's a high fiber tortilla. Why? Because I need more fiber in my diet. And so I bought those. Would it be better if I probably just maybe didn't eat tortillas? Probably, maybe. But right now I'm easing in. Chicken. I used to bake off, a whole bunch of chicken breasts every week. I mean, when you have 7 people in your family, you start baking off a lot of chicken breasts each week to keep them prepped in the fridge. But what you can do if you don't have time or don't want to do that, you're too tired, you don't feel good, go get a rotisserie chicken. Well, if you don't want to deal with tearing off all the rotisserie chicken, then like we have a store, Constantino's, and in the deli, they have these nice grilled chicken breasts. And you know what? They're overpriced. That's the price you pay for not doing it yourself. They taste good. They're a little dry, but I actually like them. And I like to eat them cold. And it's $9.99 a pound. So I got a thicker one that was like, had the double, chicken breast, like the split. And it's a boneless grilled chicken breast. And you know what? Honestly, even though I have 7 people in my family, I could have made a whole meal with it. We just think we need so much more food than we need. I cook. When someone cooks for our family, a lot of times it's such an overwhelming amount of food. They think we need so much food. And the sad thing is we don't eat near that, and it ends up getting wasted because people don't need as much food as they think. So anyway, that's one good thing my family has going, but I would say we're kind of grazers probably. And so we don't eat huge amounts usually, but sometimes we throw down on some pasta and we can eat a good amount of pasta. Anyway, have you ever noticed that when someone eats rice a lot, they can eat like a whole bunch of rice? I cannot eat a lot of rice. I fill up like that. But my friends who are other ethnicities that eat rice as a staple part of their diet, they can eat a lot of rice. And they don't even get fat from it, really. So that's amazing. Me, pasta, I can actually, it's like I have a hollow leg. I can actually, if I let myself, eat a whole bunch of pasta. But we are not doing that. And speaking of pasta, I can never go without pasta. Pasta is my comfort food. I'm not going to live a life where I cannot eat pasta. If I go without pasta, you're going to find me in a fetal position. I'm not going to be okay. So we're never going to do that. I'm never going to do that unless the Lord tells me to. Okay. So anyway, but speaking of that, there are things now. There's protein pasta. There's whole wheat pasta. There's pasta made with better grades of flour. There's different things. So you can do all kinds of things. So here I have salsa. This lady in our church makes it, Sister Paula. It's amazing. I'm sorry that you can't have this, but she's been keeping me in this. And you can dip your chips in it. You can dip carrots. You can dip celery. You can dip lettuce. You can do whatever you want. You can dip an egg in it. I've tried to front load protein and fiber. And so anyway, this is like, yep, no, I'm not going to eat all this. This cheese is for my kids probably, but it's just pieces of chicken, salsa, fiber tortilla, a protein chip. And then I've been seeing these crazy people, and I love to eat raw vegetables, but I've tried being vegan before, and that's not something I'm going to do for a long amount of time in my life. I might do something like that if I'm detoxing. But here you see these gals, and there's this one called Mother, and I actually just worry about that gal and pray for her. But she's a beautiful lady, and she eats raw, and she also doesn't cook with like fat or oil. And we use some high quality fats and oils, but we don't use all oils in our house. There are certain oils we do not use, and so but I do want to try to use less oil and butter. But anyway, I just, with that, like that's a place of balance where we're not going 100%, but we're trying to be somewhere in the middle. And we try to do higher quality. When you do higher quality, sometimes you find you don't need as much of things anyways. Or maybe you're more conservative with it. Anyway, so she just like grabs food out of these random bags. I am not wanting to do that. But I have a snackle box. I guess. I don't know if this is a snack box. It has all these little things like this that can go in it, and you can put but I just have it like here. And I like to eat more raw. Wow, thanks for that ugly face you just made in my video. I like to, he just has to be in the video. He loves the limelight. Okay, so I've prepped something for myself that makes it, when I want to have a snack, it's super easy for me. Okay, I have in here, I do have this, it's boiled eggs, okay? And I'm going to show you what I have for like, okay, this is brie cheese, and it's like I get double or triple creamy because you can just, like dip literally this cheese out because it's really creamy and just eat it with something. And then I keep an avocado. I know this is crazy. And yes, I literally did see them because they were like peeling it off, and that was making me so annoyed when they were just peeling it off and eating it. But I do. And then that keeps the seed in there, and then it doesn't get all bad. Here's what I have. I do love crunchy snacks, and to keep me from eating chips or something, and to, that does something like in your brain. So I keep celery, and I keep some parsley, and I keep some of these onions, and I keep romaine lettuce, just bites off of that, a carrot, some carrot. I keep, this is actually mango. I have a slice of a beet. You can eat that raw. I mean, it's kind of earthy, but it's just like an apple. You just wash them all really good. This is a pepper, and there's Thai chili, serrano peppers, there's poblano peppers, there's jalapeno peppers, and then there's like these little, they're like bell peppers, right? You could do bell peppers, you could do slices of onion. I've got cucumber, I've got rambutan, I can't remember. I keep mangosteen and this, and you just cut this, and then inside there's these little white things, and I try to just make myself like try new stuff. Anyway, all these things. When I feel snacky, I literally just come to this box. And here's the great thing. I already washed these, kind of dried them a little, and just put them in here so that I don't have to rummage through the fridge, pull out 15 different things. I have stuff here. This crunchy, it does something for your psyche. It makes you feel like it fights depression. Crunchy things do. And that's why people like get in the dumps and go, Netflix binge and eat bags and bags of chips, and then they wash it down with ice cream, I guess. But anyway, I front load protein always. But these are the things I'm doing to try to just move into a healthier lifestyle. Am I perfect? Nope. And I just want to show somebody that you don't have to be perfect. You can just take a step. And there was a man in our church. His name was David Whetstone. And we had a big church yard. I tell this story a lot. And he mowed. We had a push mower. And I don't know, at some point we didn't have anything really but push mowers. And he would go out and he would mow and mow and mow and mow when he would mow, and when it was our turn. And he would not take a break. And one day I was like, how did you do that? He didn't stop. I'm like, how did you do that? You just didn't. And he said this to me, and he didn't mean for it to be profound. He just said, I just put one foot in front of the other. So I'm telling someone today, it's not perfect. Maybe you can't do it perfect. Maybe no one's coming alongside you. Don't wait for someone to come alongside you. Don't wait for someone to even applaud you. Don't wait for it. You just take some steps, any steps at all. Look, maybe you're like, oh, instead of chocolate ice cream, I ate orange sherbet. I don't know. There's still a lot of sugar there. Some people would criticize you. Somebody maybe even be on here. Girl, that ain't healthy. Blah, blah, blah. I do not care. Bye. And so I want you to come along with me just to understand that we don't have to be perfect. We're imperfect, and we will never be perfect. And we'll also never do anything if we expect total perfection out of ourselves. So if anyone watches this to the end, that's what I want to say. Just do something. Just do something. Do anything that will start you walking in the right direction. That can be more than just in your health and in your eating and in your exercising. It can be in your spiritual life. It can be in your relationships. It can be emotionally, the things that you're needing. And so I pray a blessing over you today in the name of Jesus. And I pray also that the Lord would send you a token for good today. And I wish you well along your journey in Jesus' name.